Hello, testing. Hello, and welcome to this weekly reading for this full moon in Virgo. So, we are currently now, this full moon is currently in the sign of Virgo now. So, this is great. This is quite a fresh start to our energy for this month of March. Seeing that we're really close to spring. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's spring because it's still very cold. Winter is still here. Well, if you live in North America, then yes. But if you're in the tropics, then lucky you. So, okay, so yeah, so what does this mean? What is the full moon in Virgo? Well, what I feel, it's a fresh start to kind of a new beginning. Virgo is an earth element. So Virgo is all about organization. It's all about clearing things out, clearing away gutter, junk, trying to get yourself organized, getting like a checklist and making sure you go through all the checklists, right? So it's kind of it's a time where it's giving you the opportunity to start fresh and new. So giving a chance to rebuild yourself. That's what I get a lot. The message is rebuilding yourself and kind of clearing out the old so that the new can come in, and so new things can come forward in your life. But of course, in order for new things to come forward, you have to let go of the old things. So that's kind of like what I'm sensing for the full moon in Virgo. And sometimes this energy comes a little bit more earlier. So as the full moon is today, March 7th, the energy does kick in a bit more earlier before it starts to, well, for me, I tend to feel a little bit more earlier before the full moon. So you could have already been feeling yourself kind of decluttering your home, organizing, cleaning up, just organizing yourself, organizing your mind, and clearing things so that you can have an understanding of what you want in your life in the future. So that's the Virgo energy. It's very it's very grounded. So and it helps you kind of be able to kind of organize like the scatteredness that you may have felt these couple of days or a couple of months, or things that just probably weren't in your favor. So full moon in Virgo will give us the opportunity to basically start fresh, begin something new for yourself, right? And time to sit down with your daily planner, if you have a daily planner, or if you have a journal, if you have a calendar. It's time to kind of organize yourself. Use those gifts, those Virgo gifts that we have that we tend to lack. I tend to lack Virgo gifts, but lately, I've been very Virgo lately. So, and yeah, and this opportunity, if you lack that Virgo energy, this is going to be an opportunity actually to give you some of that boost to really kind of organize yourself and kind of like declutter things. Things that, for example, cleaning things in your room, cleaning things in your house, in your room, things that you like don't need. Maybe you want to do a garage sale. I don't know if you can do a garage sale during winter, but maybe if you're in the more area where it's warmer, garage sale would be great, to release all that and kind of like go of all that old so that you can start bringing in new things, right? And kind of and for you to start doing that, you have to kind of organize yourself and get grounded and really clarify what you want and really organize the scatteredness that you may feel inside in your mind and your brain, right? So that's my advice for you in this kind of new energy in the full moon in Virgo. And full moon in Virgo energy is all about also watching out about what you eat, kind of eating more clean food, more healthier foods, kind of watching out for what's best for you physically, what's or in terms of health wise. So it is a time where you will focus on more things that are much more healthier for you, perhaps more greens, things, maybe getting some chia seeds and hemp seeds, that kind of jazz. That's kind of like Virgo energy. Making smoothies in the morning, or making more salads, something that's more wholesome, right? Going to some groceries that are more wholesome for you, and maybe going to Bulk Barn or going to, I don't know if you guys have, not everywhere has Bulk Barn, but are going to places like Whole Foods or just somewhere where you just get more nutrients for your body. That's kind of like the Virgo energy. You focus on more of those things in your life. You focus on more of your physical body. You focus on more on your health. You focus on more organization. You're writing a checklist, right? And you're writing things of what you want. And the purpose of this energy, full moon in Virgo, is the purpose of why this is happening is because we're in that stage right now that we're starting new things. We're starting new beginnings. We're beginning something that's much more good for you. I think that's the word. It's like much more fresh, much more, it's more like wellness, more good for your well-being, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So that's the kind of feeling and energy I feel for the full moon in Virgo, right? So kind of decluttering things that no longer serve us, kind of really sitting down, grounding ourselves, and really writing down the things that you want to achieve, writing goals and ambitions down in a journal or in a checklist, or get a daily planner and just plan your whole month, that kind of thing, or plan your week, all that jazz. So yeah, those are the great benefits of Virgo energy, and it really kind of just cleans everything. It's a very clean energy, and of course it's in the full moon, so it's a purge. So obviously we're purging something. We're decluttering a gunk inside of us, and we're like purging it out, right? And it's also not just physically, not just removing objects that no longer serve us here, or kind of like starting fresh and writing down things that we really want to bring in our lives, but we're also kind of decluttering emotionally things that don't serve us anymore, and kind of like that gunk is being released. And that's what the full moon energy does. Full moon is very good for purging, and it's the sign of Virgo. So yeah, so that's what I feel for the full moon in Virgo. Also, Virgo energy, it's more focused on beauty. It's more focused on, taking care of, maybe if you want to take care of your looks, if you want to buy more products for you for maybe makeup or beauty routines, or yeah, that's what like Virgo energy is all about. So take advantage. It's hard to have a Virgo energy, but when it's around, take advantage of it. So yeah, so it's a very grounded energy, and I do feel like we are starting kind of like new beginnings. We're starting fresh on new things. So that's a good way to release the old so that we can start bringing in the new, right? And we want the new in our lives now. So yeah. So that's a little bit more information about this full moon in Virgo. And now we're going to see kind of like that energy of the full moon in Virgo. Where is it going to take us? What are going to be the energies for the next 2 weeks, right? With this full moon in Virgo, this kind of booster, this enhancement, this kind of like. Also, another thing is that because we're in Pisces season, so it's interesting how there's a mix of Piscean energy and Virgo energy, and Saturn is entering Pisces. So that's going to be quite a mix, right? So that's going to be something also that's going to help us forward, and it's pushing us forward as well. So there's an interesting mix between Virgo and Pisces, but I'll probably talk about that later. So let's just get into the reading in regards to this full moon in Virgo and see what this energy, this kind of boost of this Virgo energy is going to bring us, and how we can take advantage of this energy and use it to its fullest potential, seeing that we're in this time where we can, it's a very important time because it's a time where we can achieve a lot of things, and there's a lot of potential in what we can do. So this kind of like for full moon Virgo is like a head start. It's like a little booster to push you forward. It's like a head start. It pushes you forward very quickly, so you get the ball rolling, right? And then after that, you with your own energy move on forward after, right? But it's kind of like a push, like go on, right? You can do it, right? Kind of thing, right? Because we're starting fresh, right? And we let go of the old, all things, right? Kind of decluttering things, even objects at home and everything. So yeah, it's quite an opportunity. So take advantage of this full moon in Virgo. Okay, so like always, I'm gonna use the I won't use the Witch's Tarot this time. I think I'm just gonna use the Psychic Tarot for the heart, and the Psychic Tarot. So I was told to just use the Psychic Tarot. So this is the card. So this is the Psychic Tarot. And then the other one is the Psychic Tarot for the heart. So this is the Psychic Tarot for the heart. And then I'll pull out a card from the Enchanted map oracle card. It's this one. And like always, well, actually, no, I've just been recently using this deck, but to show it in life. So I'm going to use the Work Your Light oracle cards too, to give a little message at the end of the video. So, okay, so let's start. Let's see what's in store for us for the next 2 weeks for this full moon in Virgo. Okay, we have suffering in silence. We have heartache and loss. Yeah, there is quite heavy energies in the heart space. This could be the decluttering, letting go of things, that no longer serve us. I do feel a really strong pinch in my heart. I can really feel it really strongly. We have wisdom. And we have choose wisely. All right. Okay, so we start with suffering in silence. So suffering in silence is it's interesting because it's such a strong energy and it's such a strong emotion, but it is also an emotion that is so silent that no one can understand the feeling of it, or no one understands what you may be feeling or what you may be going through. It's kind of like a feeling of solitude when you are alone and there's just so much pain perhaps that you may be going through and feeling. It's a lot of suffering, and it could be regarding relationships. It could be family members. It could be something inside of you that it could be still dragging you down. It's quite a painful situation, I feel. And that's the thing, that's the purge that this full moon in Virgo really wants to work with you in regards to these emotions. So these emotions are quite strong, they're quite heavy, and it's due to a past pain that you may have been going through. And this full moon in Virgo, what it does is that it kind of allows you to release it, to release that pain that's been following you for a very long time. So that's what the suffering in silence means. It means going through each day, being like a warrior, being strong, right? But it's like a hermit, but feeling this pain without anybody knowing the pain that you're feeling. And it's quite a strong pain that you feel. And it's kind of like, you're kind of like a hermit, and you're kind of like in this kind of, or like monk mode, like where you're kind of embracing the pain and knowing that it's just, you kind of feel alone. That's the feeling I get. It's like you kind of feel like you're on this journey, but you're on like a lonely journey, like a journey that no one can help you with but yourself. So only you can help yourself. Only you can help yourself in this journey. No one else can help you. And it's quite a hard journey because it's you do feel that you're alone. You do feel that you are battling certain things internally and externally, right? And mentally. So there's a lot of conflicts and storms around you, outside of you, and within yourself. So that's the pain of it, because it's a pain that you only have to go through on your own. No one can help you. No one can help you resolve this. No one can help you heal the pain that you may be going through but yourself. And that's kind of like it's a strong lesson that you're learning. And it's quite an impactful one, because the result of this will be quite beneficial for you later on. That's what I feel. It's like this journey is hard, but it is a necessary one that you have to go through, because it's leading you to somewhere. And you kind of have to trust. You have to trust that it's leading you to a place that it is much better for you, emotionally, mentally, or physically. So, although you may be suffering in silence, know that this all has a purpose, and it's something that's going to bring you like rewards. That's what I feel. Rewards, and you're going to see at the end of the road that it was all for a reason. So this journey is yours alone, and you have to face it alone. So that's why there is kind of like this deep wound that you're feeling, but you're feeling it alone and in silence, right? So that's the challenge that you're going to have to face for these 2 coming weeks, or so on. But with the full moon in Virgo, it's actually helping you release it much more quickly than you expected it. Like I said, it's a boost, right? It's something that's helping you kind of resolve it quickly, so that you get there to the finish line. You get to the purpose of why you're going through this, you know? So it is heavy, but with the full moon, it just like releases it out really quickly, you know what I mean? And brings forth like a new opportunity for you very fast. Very fast. I can feel the energy coming very fast. But again, you do need time to process this pain, process the feelings that you're going through, that you're suffering at this moment. And as you process it and digest it, that's going to slowly kind of mold you or form you or heal you. Then the rest can follow. Then that situation can come very quickly for you, right? But like I said, this is your own personal journey that you have to go through, and it's quite challenging at times. Like as you can see, because no one can really see what we really go through, our pains. No one really knows. It's like this picture meme that I saw. I don't know what it was, but it's like you see an apple, and then it's looking itself in the mirror, and that's what you see. But behind the apple is like a huge bite in their back. So there's a lot of, it's like no one sees, like people only see the surface of a situation, and that's how they judge a situation, and that's how they judge you. But no one sees behind it the immense pain or suffering that you may be going through, or that you have gone through in life. So people project an image, but the people don't really see behind that image what that person is really going through and what that person, the pain of that person. Nobody is aware of that. That's why it feels like you're suffering in silence, right? So the next card is heartache and loss. So this is the Three of Cups. So because we are processing something so painful that we need to release, of course, there comes emotional heartbreaks, emotional loss, right? And this is part of the process, the healing process that I was talking about. This is the stage where you are, how do you say it? You're processing everything because because it's passing by so quickly, because of the full moon in Virgo, it's just pushing it out so quickly so that new things can come really quickly. There's still a transition moment where you're still processing that pain, and that's what heartache and loss is all about. Is that stage where you're processing the pain, and you need to feel it. And sometimes it's hard to feel pain. Well, there's so many things that we try to kind of like repress the pain. So we try to repress the pain. We try to kind of ignore it or numb it out. And sometimes there's certain addictions that we are drawn to, that we want to put ourselves into those addictions in order to kind of repress the pain, in order to kind of numb it out. But it's very important that you don't numb it out and you feel it full on, because this is part of the healing process. You have to feel it. It sucks sometimes, but you have to feel it. You have to feel that pain and heartache or that loss. You have to grieve. You have to mourn. Just like when we lose family members, you have to grieve. You have to mourn. You have to give those time of rain when you have to be in the rain, when it's cloudy. You have to feel it. Because then later on, the rain will stop and the cloudy, gray clouds will end, and there won't be any more clouds, and cloudy clouds, and suddenly there's this beautiful bright sun or bright blue sky with beautiful fluffy clouds. So it's just like, it's a process that you have to go through. It's challenging, but you'll get there. So see, you can see how I'm feeling the process, the transition of like pain and immense suffering into acceptance and into like seeing it as it is, and then suddenly being overjoyed by the transition into arriving into a time where things are more joyful for you and much more bright and sunny, right? So that's the message for heartache and loss, right? It's something that we have to go through. And luckily, with this full moon in Virgo, it's going to push us faster between the clouds. So it's like the image I got, it's like you're driving in a storm and it's raining and it's cloudy and there's thunderstorms. And then as you keep driving, like the thunderstorms kind of reduce. And then what ends up happening is like suddenly the car is accelerated, like boom, right? You're going to pass the storm or this sadness or this grief boom, very quickly, because of this full moon in Virgo. It's just helping you push forward very fast. So fast that it's so hard to process. Like, I'm under the storm and rain and clouds, but then it's just gonna accelerate things, and suddenly you arrive and it's like less rainy, less cloudy, but you need time to process what happened, and you will have that time with like heartache and loss. And then suddenly there's no more rain or cloudy clouds. It's just there's a bright sun, blue skies with fluffy clouds. It's like it's like those beautiful summer days. So, and then you're there and you're like, wow, that was fast. But same time, that was like the process that you have to go through, right? So, so the warmth of the sun will be there, and the blue sky, and the white fluffy clouds, right? So all that is just kind of like a metaphor that's telling you that although there is pain, the pain there will be kind of like a metamorphosis, like a transformation, right? That will happen through this pain. And then there's going to be like a new version of you after that. So that's what I feel. 9. Yeah, you just have to surrender to it. So energy of surrendering, right? So we also have number 5 for wisdom. So this is the Hierophant. So this card, what it's saying is that use this opportunity that you're going through, this new beginning that you are going through. Use it to your advantage. Don't waste this opportunity. There's a lot you can give to others. There's a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of knowledge that you can give to others. See, you're holding a book here, and this book is very important. It's a very important book. And the book can represent something you're writing, maybe like a journal, or you're writing maybe a script or a story. You want to tell a story, or you want to share some knowledge, or maybe esoteric knowledge, or something that's just full of magic, or maybe it's just metaphysical teachings, or maybe it's a story that you want to write for a film. Maybe it's creative writing, maybe it's a journal, maybe it's your diary. Whatever it is, it's important. And you need to write it down, and you need to kind of express it, because this is also a card of kind of teaching others, expressing it to others. So there are people there that need this knowledge, that want to see your stories, that want to hear what you want to teach. There are people who would really benefit from your wisdom, your knowledge, your counseling maybe. There's something that you can provide that others really need, right? Now, because this is kind of related, it's the Hierophant, so it's really related to traditional beliefs. It could be religion, it could be spirituality, it could be something to do with your career, to conforming in the norm, status quo, being in the status quo kind of thing, right? So this week is going to be, because you're letting go of like something heavy and emotional pain, there's going to be room to be creative. There's going to be room to start pushing forward in the things that you needed to push forward a while ago, or learn or teach, or maybe go to school and learn something important from a teacher, right? Because this is also about school, learning somebody's wisdom, right? And writing it down in this book. This is the book of knowledge. The book is like, it's an important book. So whichever it is, make sure that you work on it during this time, because take advantage of it, right? Take advantage of this time in the full moon in Virgo, because it's accelerating that car ride, remember? So, and it's it's best to put you in a place where it's, warm and sunny, and somewhere where it's mentally, emotionally, and physically in a good place for you, right? So the other card that we have here is Choose Wisely. So choose wisely is about the time now, during this time that you are bringing forth something new, decluttering the old, organizing yourself, maybe having a daily planner and organizing yourself, writing calendars or scheduling yourself, weekly scheduling yourself. It can be anything. You're now kind of seeing a structure in your life. You're seeing the picture around you, and you can see clearly where you want to head towards and where you want to see yourself in 5 years from now. So that's kind of like the goal right now. The goal is to push yourself. The goal is to organize yourself, structure yourself, declutter the old, let go of the old, and embrace the new that's coming in. And as you embrace the new that's coming in, you organize your life at the same time. You clean. Sometimes we want to clean our homes, like I mentioned. This is all full moon and Virgo message I gave in the beginning of the video. But this is more like time to organize yourself and see clearly what is the priority in your life and what is it that you want to achieve and aim, and what would you like in your life. So choose wisely the things that you want in your life. You know the things that are good for you. You know what you want. It's just a matter of taking action towards it. Are you ready to take action towards it? Are you ready to make a move on those things that you greatly desire? Do you have goals and ambitions? Do you want to pursue those goals and ambitions? Do you want to? What is it that you want? What is it that you desire? And it's maybe time now to finally take action. But you have to choose wisely. That's why you have to contemplate, organize, think, declutter. Because if you don't declutter, it's going to be hard to know what we want. It's because it's going to be scattered and everything that we don't know what we want, right? So this is important. That's why we have to declutter. That's why we have to kind of organize ourselves so that we see a clear picture. I see. This is what I want. This is my priority. These are the steps then. What are the steps then to achieve that? Organize yourself and see, write it down. I see. These are the steps I need to take in order to achieve that, right? But that all takes time, and that all takes organizing yourself and scheduling yourself, or just, that's a lot of Virgo energy, and that's going to help you a lot in order to figure out what your new beginning is, right? And yeah, and it's coming, right? You just need to process it a bit. Sit down, ground yourself, and take in that energy to know exactly what you want. And to choose wisely, because there's a lot of options for you. There are a lot of choices, because you see the hands everywhere. So it can be choices regarding other endeavors. It can be career options, can be hobbies, can be new passionate pursuits regarding your endeavors. It can be relationships, right? Choices in relationships, choices in belief systems, choices in friendship, choices in places you want to move to. It can be regarding new homes, new environments. It can be anything. So there's just so many things, so many options. Maybe taking on a new school class, since we do have the Hierophant card, the wisdom card, right? Yeah. So new knowledge, you're taking in new knowledge. So there's a lot of things, right, that is available to you, but you just have to choose wisely. And that's why it's important to allow this to take place. Feel the pain. Feel it anyway. We kind of try to numb it out and repress it, but it's important we feel it and we let it go, so that things start to kick in very quickly for you, and you start to have an idea and a better picture of what you want to achieve, right? Okay, so so that was the psychic tarot for the heart. So I'm going to take cards for the psychic. No, that was the psychic tarot. I'm actually going to take now the psychic tarot for the heart. So the green one. Okay. So I'm going to take a few cards for this one. Whew, there's resistance. So we have refusing to see, and that makes a lot of sense with heartache and loss. That makes a lot of sense with suffering in silence. So that connects it with that energy. We also have strengthening bonds, so that's good. Win or lose, so there is a little bit of conflicts around you. And opportunity beckons. So yeah, there's a lot here to talk about. So this one is refusing to see. So what are we refusing to see? What are we kind of resisting at the moment? We're probably resisting on letting go of things that are hurting us, right? Because we have heartache and loss. So there's a kind of a feeling of resistance. Resisting to see the truth. Because you can see this person has like this helmet and there's like messages, divine messages coming in. This person is highly aware, has high intuition. You have high intuition, or you're just a very aware person, but you're putting on the helmet on purpose. Like you don't want to see, you don't want to hear, you don't want to see the truth, and that's because you don't want to go through this. So yeah, this is heartache and loss. So this is like an energy of, like I said, it's about facing the pain, facing the truth of things that we don't want to admit or face because we don't want to go through this painful process, right? So that's why we go through this. It's hard for us to see. We're refusing to see because we're resisting. We're resisting to see the truth. We're resisting to see opportunities for us. We're resisting to see that we have to let go of the past or let go of certain things that no longer serve us. We're resisting to see it, right? We're resisting it, and we're suppressing it, and we're numbing it out because no one wants to go through heartache and loss. No one wants to feel that grief feeling or this process of grief, right? And it's heartbreaking. It hurts. So of course, we don't want to see it, and we're refusing to see it as well, right? So another thing is that because if it's interesting, because the more we resist it, the more we refuse to see, the more we suffer. So we're still going to suffer either way. We're suffering in silence because we're probably not really happy. There's probably something that's blocking you. That's probably you're not feeling truly happy. You're not feeling yourself. There's something in your life that it's not, how do you say it? It's not aligned with who you really are. And maybe there's a lack of knowing who you really are, and that could be the reason why. There is something that you're not aligned to, and you need to start aligning yourself to that. And that could be perhaps maybe a career change. Maybe it is the environment. Maybe it is your lifestyle that you need to change, right? Or maybe it is a relationship, or maybe it is the groups of friends you're with. So it can be all this, right? So there has to be a change. And if there's no change, then if there's resistance to change, to refusing to see, then we're going to keep suffering in silence. And that's what I see. So it's like the more we resist it, the more we suffer either way. Whereas and it's kind of like a long, painful suffering because you're allowing yourself to be somewhere or be in a situation that doesn't make you happy. And so it's like a heavy anchor, right? And it pushes you down. But you feel like this is all you got. This is what's for you. But clearly it's not. And clearly it's making you suffer. And it's better to go through heartache and loss, which is a process that doesn't take a long time. It's not a fast process, and it is a painful process, but eventually it ends. The grief and the pain ends. Of course, there's always going to be grief. It will always be there. You can't, like, you suffer the loss of a family member, and you're always going to grieve about it. But that intense grieving process that you go through in the beginning, because you processed it and you went through it, it's not as intense as it is later on in the future. You see what I mean? So yeah, it's better to go through this, which is also kind of painful, but it doesn't last forever. It eventually decreases the pain, and you kind of transmute it, and you kind of transform, and you kind of release it, and you become, there's suddenly a much more liberating feeling after than a pain that you just keep yourself constantly repeating in the same kind of loop. You kind of keep yourself stuck in this loop all the time because you're refusing to see and you're refusing to understand that this is probably not good for you. And you kind of maintain yourself in that cycle of suffering. So that's what we tend to do. Sometimes this is caused by ego or attachments. Could be toxic attachments. Could be, certain decisions that we make in life that are not good for us. And it can be a career, also a job. It's based on something in our past. That the reason why we chose to do these things, it's based on something that you need to figure out. And it could come from your childhood, could come from when you were younger, could be an influence also. So there's reasons why we make certain decisions in our lives. And that's why it's up to us to kind of write it down in a journal or in a diary. Express yourself, write everything down in order to kind of understand what is happening internally. Because sometimes we're not aware what happens with us internally. And when we write things down in a diary or in a journal, wow, you're just gonna be aware. You're gonna see it physically. Like you're just saying a lot of things that you didn't know you could have expressed, right? Sometimes you can go see a therapist or a counselor, and suddenly you just start releasing things that you didn't know you could release, right? But if you don't want to go see one, write it in a journal, and just you're going to see how much you're going to say, and then you're going to see and understand, wow, this is what's going on. This is what's been happening with me internally all this time. Wow, this is what I've been feeling emotionally all this time, and I can finally see it, right? Because I'm writing it down and I'm just releasing it because it's my private vulnerable section only for me, and then I can see all this. Nobody else can, so you feel safe, right? So that's why it's good. And then you realize, oh, this is what's happening, right? So refusing to see has a lot to do with a lot of the suffering the suffering you are going through in silence. But give it time. This heartache and loss won't be forever. That's what I'm trying to say. It won't be forever. Now, you have something good here. You have strengthening bonds. So this is the Ace of Pentacles. So there could be a job opportunity coming your way, and or new financial gains coming your way, or connections, networking, maybe business partnerships. Because this gives me the feeling of like a business partnership, because you're strengthening a bond with someone. But this is a pentacle. This is the Ace of Pentacles. This is the beginning of something financial and secure that can bring forth good investment or money in the future or in the present. So it's interesting how there's like a person there in the center, kind of like waiting for you behind, like where the sun is behind her. So like, yeah, so that can be a message for you saying that there is a path ahead of you. There is a path that can lead to success or good investments. Could be a connection with someone at work. Somebody can be hooking you up at work, signing a contract, or you can be getting a loan, money loan, or starting a business with someone with partnership that can be quite beneficial. The money can come in, quite promising business or partnership, whatever it is. Could be at work, could be your personal business, or could be hobby, or could be your career. But it's linked to someone, and this someone promises abundance. There's something about this person that's quite abundant. There's quite the energy of like prosperity with this person, and you kind of feel it, and like this person has that kind of like touch of like gold or prosperity, or like their ideas are gold, let's just say, or their way of being is prosperous and abundant. It's their essence. They radiate with it. And it's interesting because she has like the sunlight behind her, and I connect that a lot with Archangel Uriel. And Archangel Uriel is the archangel of manifestation and bringing prosperity in your life. So this person could be really connected to that archangel, or if you're not into archangels, maybe just has that golden touch, you know what I mean? And it's very wise to listen to this person. So it's a good partnership and you're strengthening bonds with this person. So that's why. So it's all linked. If you are into archangels, then Archangel Uriel, it's going to bring forth this person. It's going to have like similar Archangel Uriel energy. Archangel is known as the light of God, but it's also the prosperous, abundant angel that brings in prosperity for you too. So, and manifestation. So it's the golden angel. It's angel light. So whoever this is connect with that person because that person can help you out. And it's very pretty because like it's like a little portal. It's like you're going into this beautiful garden and you have this beautiful, I don't know if they're cherry blossoms. What are they? I don't know, but they're like it's like entering into this cave and entering this beautiful realm. Let's just say you're entering her realm, right? And it's quite beautiful. It's quite promising. So yeah, that's quite a promising card for this next 2 weeks. So make sure whoever you're connecting with in the next 2 weeks, and you see those kind of symbols and signs that I just mentioned, right? Especially the color orange around or anything, or if the person is wearing orange color, that's the person to make business with or connect with them or strengthen your bonds with them or work-related issues, or could be love too. You never know. It could be, partnerships that can be quite prosperous. So it can be, this can be romantic, or this is more related to work though. So probably is work. So, all right. So the other card I got was win or lose. So this is the Five of Swords. So it's not like a fun card to get. The Five of Swords is conflicts, tension, arguments. It's similar to the Five of Wands, except the Five of Wands is like more competitive. It's like petty competition. People always wanting to compete with you and cause conflicts, and they don't leave you alone. They just, these, it can be friends who are backstabbers, or it can be competitive. People in your workplace, can be arguments with family. So like mostly Five of Wands, I always connected with people at work, and they always want to they just don't leave you alone. They just bother you. But this one is about Five of Swords. So this is actually fight. So the Five of Wands is like tension and competition, and that people are aggressive and just want to they just want to mess with you, or it could be jealousy too. People sometimes just are not happy for you. Sometimes when you have finally you're moving forward into somewhere where it's more happier for you, the people around you, or who you called friends before, are not happy for you, and they just want to stab you in the back, or they can throw evil eye energy at you. They can really throw bad energy at you. So protect yourself. Use Archangel Michael for protection. Archangel Michael is blue. So you buy a blue candle, a very kind of like the light that I have in the back. That's kind of like the blue, like this kind of blue color. So hey Natalie. Yeah. Close net. Yeah, family, friends. Those are usually the people you have like drama with, and so it depends on you. You may be having more problems with friends or coworkers, or you feel you're having more problems with family members. That's usually where the drama is. Like when you see a soap opera, because I'm Spanish, and like I watch soap operas and telenovelas. Well, I used to, and I stopped, but I used to watch a bunch of them. And it's always drama and and it's always the drama of the family. There's always something in the family that's dramatic, and there's always fights and conflicts. Or it can be at work, drama at work, these television series, even American series that are related to work situations, and so much drama there. Sorry, I'm yelling at the mic. So so coming from that, I know there's always drama. I don't like drama. I can be very introverted. I'm extroverted, but I like to be introverted. I like my own space. I like my privacy, and then when I feel extroverted, I go out and be extroverted. Or if I'm at work, I'll be extroverted. I'm very introverted. Like I'm the type of person that just stays in the library. But like I won't even read the books. I just go there to draw. Or like I would actually, yeah, I actually would read my own things like metaphysical teachings and study them and write down, study like how to do these magic spells or how to do these altars and rituals and like learning metaphysical things or esoteric knowledge. So it's like I go to the library just to get that feeling of the environment and do my studies and write down everything or draw. But I don't even read the things in the library. But I do read things, but I don't read things from this human world, from this human realm. I read things from my esoteric library. So, but I just like to be in the environment here because no library will show that. All these knowledge come from people, come from like wise shamans, and and like and trying to learn all that. And yeah, but like I am a bookworm. But when it comes to esoteric knowledge, when it comes to like teachings and things I'm very into, it's like, so I'm very introverted, but I like to have my fun. I'm very extroverted too. So what do you call it? An ambivert? Like I'm a hybrid. I'm a fusion of water and fire. So yeah. Oh, my favorite color is blue too. That's my favorite color too. That was my favorite color in the beginning. Like when I was 17, I was all about blue. And like I like the song Blue, Badita. And then I'm like, my whole walls in my bedroom was blue. Everything was blue. My bed covers had to be blue. I had to have everything blue. And I felt like I was like a blue alien, and like I was in this earth, but I came from somewhere else, and I was a blue alien. And I like the moon, but I like the blue moon, and I like the blue candles. So I'm very blue too. It's my favorite color. But interesting, what's interesting is that as I got older and I healed because there was a lot of wounds I had to go through, and I healed because I have my teacher, and she's like holistic, and she's been teaching me about these crystals and altars and archangels. So I love her very much, and she's been like guiding me in life, and she's been healing me too. Now my favorite color is becoming purple, like a purple color. I don't know if it's a fusion because of like red and blue. Because like the color blue, I'm very drawn to blue because it's connected to my dad's energy. And then the color red is connected to my mom's energy. It's really interesting. And in my chart, I'm very connected to the sun, and I'm very connected to the moon. So it's like, but very strongly connected to the sun, and very strongly connected to the moon and nighttime. So it's like the fusion becomes like a purple color, right? So and I've been drawn to purple for like 3 years now, since I've been healing, kind of discovering myself more. I'm like, I think I'm purple now. But in the beginning, I was like really like just blue. But now I'm like purple. Probably because after my I'm going to tell my life story. Oh my gosh. I think after 17, when I got older, I switched. I became more fire. So I was like from little to 17 to 18. I'd say 19. No, it's not 18. 19 I started to change. From when I was 18, very, very serene, very blue color, very water. And then suddenly, something happens in my life. It's impactful. And suddenly, you have to survive too. And suddenly you just bring out the fire because you have no choice but to be this extroverted version to survive in life. So I can't be safe as a serene person anymore. So it just became fire, and I became very fiery, and I became very Leo because I was very like Cancerian before. And then I just became very Leo, school and career and everything. And now that part of me kind of has decreased. It's also anger. I had a lot of anger in me, and I had to release all that anger. So it's like I became a different person when I was 19, and I just developed a lot of anger as well. But I kind of used it as my advantage to kind of achieve a lot of things. But now, because I'm healing, I've calmed down. So I realized like I'm both fire and water. But like, what am I? And then I'm like, oh, I'm one with both. I am purple. So yeah. And now I'm being drawn to the color pink for some reason. So I like purple and pink. I like pink a lot now. I'm like getting in touch with like the feminine energy for some reason a lot. So the blue will always be my soul. Well, it may be purple actually. I don't know. I'm still healing, still processing all that. So I'm learning to set boundaries and protect my energy. Oh yeah, protecting your boundaries and your energy, that's so important. You have no idea how many people can cross your boundaries, and you have to kind of be firm. And this is where my fire came because people crossed my boundaries so much that I became angry. And as it became more angrier, I had to kind of like be like, stop. You're like crossing my boundaries. And like, because I wasn't like that. I was very quiet. I was a very timid person when I was in my teenage years. Very quiet, very serene. And because of a lot of things in life, it just brought out my fire because it was build up anger. So like it comes to the point where you're like, you cross an introvert's boundary so much so, being an introvert, because I was an introvert, you cross the boundary so much, and this can be family members, relationships, friendships, even workplaces. You cross it so much that you finally can't be serene anymore, and you just lash it out, and you have to set boundaries. You have to tell people that's it. Don't cross the boundaries. And just now I'm learning to protect my energy. Like, okay, how do I protect it? Well, now I know because I've been working with my holistic teacher, and she's an alchemic shamanic woman. So, and I'm like her apprentice, and I'm like learning all these things. So at the moment I'm kind of taking a break, but I have to get back to my studies again soon. So yeah, if you want to protect your energy, Archangel Michael is the perfect archangel to protect your energy. Buy the blue candle, and print a picture of Archangel Michael, put it there, make a little altar for yourself, put some herbs there, and incense, and tell Archangel Michael what is it you want to protect yourself from or with. What would you like protection for, right? And there's so many things that you can write down on what you would like protection with. So many rituals you can do for that. Not counting, and I'm ready to go into my remission. Definitely sets a vibe for you. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great that you're moving into that now, to your profession. It's also great. When I first started to do it, I was very kind of nervous and insecure. A good way to kind of have a boost of confidence into that when you're moving into that new field. Citrine crystals are really good for boosting your confidence for your solar plexus. So that's a good way to boost yourself and as you graduate and move towards your career, have more of that confidence for yourself. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I've never tried wearing purple on my nails. I want to try that. I see a bunch of like ideas of what to like paint your nails on. I like how people these days are like making like crystal nails. So like I always see like people making like a rose quartz kind of design, and they design it so well in your nails, like it looks like a crystal or an amethyst crystal. So I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to paint my nails those colors, like crystal, like a rose quartz or like an amethyst. So that's really nice too. That's probably why I'm more drawn to the pink color, probably because of the rose quartz, being more connected to the heart space. I have a connection with I have a really strong connection with rose quartz. It's interesting because my kitty Felix, I always call him my baby rose quartz because he's so pink and he's so lovable. He's full of love, and then he kind of reminds me, you remind me a bit of me. I'm like that. I used to be like that. But I definitely want to try purple because like that will remind me like an amethyst crystal to put on your nails. Yeah, try it. Yeah, it looks nice. I see it a lot in Instagram reels. I scroll and I see like these cool ideas on how to design nails and all that, and I kind of want to try it out. So the five a sword that does suggest conflicts. I was talking about soap operas and telenovelas, how there's always drama there with family and friends, right? That's more like the five of wands. This is actually fight and arguments. So there may be more fights and arguments with the more than usual. Try to avoid them. Try not to just see it as what it is. You may get triggered, but like it's very important you stay firm, like you understand, like stay level-headed. Don't be clouded by your emotions. You will be tested, you will be challenged. It could be your family, it could be coworkers or friends, but just stay firm, stay grounded. See how that store, something about a store. Are you somebody working in a store? There could be some conflict in a store where you're working. Something in a store. If you're working in a store, there may be some conflicts at work. Probably something like that. I don't know if it's something to do with business. So, yeah. So, this also kind of reminds me of the Ace of Swords. So you kind of have to clarify. You're probably going to be very level-headed and give clear communication about the situation so that there's no more tension and fights. So if you're going through some sort of conflicts, even if it's in a relationship, if you're in a relationship and there's just so much tension and conflicts, just stay level-headed, don't be clouded with your emotions, and communicate clearly about the situation, because it seems like you're going to be very grounded. You're very grounded and you have clarity of the situation. So speak it with intellect, right? Don't speak it with anger and fuel and anger, or like clouded with anger. Just ground yourself and let the air element come in. Air element crystals you can use for air element to have proper communication and clarity with whoever is bringing in fights and tension. Crystals for communications are amethyst crystal. Amethysts are for the crown chakras, for mental clarity. Perfect crystal to have clear communication, channeling down what you want to communicate and say. Right? Crystals for the third eye also, lapis lazuli, or it's just what you want is anything that is, I think, more related to the crown chakra helps with communication and mental clarity. It's the air element, right? It's connected more to the air. So those crystals help. Suggest working with amethyst if you want to communicate something. Yeah. Try open rose instead of a closed one. Yeah, like, you mean like letting it blossom, like let the rose slowly blossom instead of working it with the closed one, or are you speaking about the heart chakra, working with a open heart chakra? Because that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes it's hard for us to connect emotionally because we have a closed heart chakra. So that can be one of the issues too. I do see a heart here too, with the swords. So, speak with the heart. Maybe whatever tension and conflict you're going through in these next 2 weeks that you may confront with somebody, speak with your heart so that people can get the right idea what you mean. So you speak with clarity and you speak with the heart. So that's the message for this one. So it's like, it's also win or lose. So the best way to win an argument is to not get angry and lash out. I tend to do that because there's just so much pain I have in regards to situations that happened to me, in childhood and stuff like that. But like, as I get older, I realize like it doesn't really lead to anything. It's just, it's better to just ground yourself and speak with clarity, like with a clear mind. That way you get the information. That way the information you communicate is understood much more better, right? And people can see your perception, right? And your perspective on things, and will understand. That's the best way to win an argument. It's a very diplomatic energy. Like when you're in a court case, you have to speak very diplomatically. You can't speak with like anger and emotions. You have to, talk with justice, you know, and with facts. Also, the last card is Opportunity Beckons. So this goes again with choose wisely. Choose wisely. So opportunity beckons to choose wisely. So there are opportunities there for you. You just need to open yourself to them. You need to open your heart. You need to it's also, you have to kind of see the truth and not constantly refusing to see the truth, right? And by opening it, you will have opportunity given to you. The opportunity beckons for you to kind of allow new things to come into your life. So don't ignore it, because you're there, contemplating, and you're there thinking about these situations, thinking about these opportunities that you have to choose, and you have to choose wisely, right? There's just so many options. So what is it that you really want and want to choose, right? And that's why you have to really sit and ground yourself. Like here, you see that person sitting down there, and they're grounding themselves, and they're kind of trying to see the bigger picture, gaining clarity, doing that full moon and Virgo kind of work, writing it down a journal, organizing yourself, getting a daily planner. If that's something that you don't typically do, this full moon in Virgo is actually going to help you do that. It's going to push you to do that because it's full moon in Virgo. Virgo energy is there. So it's going to be quite interesting to experience kind of like this kind of zodiac sign, right? Because if you don't do that typically, it's kind of going to be there. You're going to see yourself be like that, right? So opportunity beckons to receive this opportunity. And so don't dismiss this opportunity. This is something that's given to you. Don't sometimes we can be very numb to opportunities, or probably there's just so much things we're going through, a lot of pain, and we still have to kind of let go of that pain, and it's hard to kind of appreciate what's happening in the present moment, or what is happening, or what is being given to you as an opportunity. And it's hard to actually see it and to grasp it and accept it, right? And to take action towards it. That's why you may be there contemplating, and thinking, right? I think the best way in order to see an opportunity approach for you is to do the work in letting things go and allowing yourself to purge, allowing yourself to declutter things that no longer serve you, and emotionally release and allow yourself to feel pain in certain things that didn't work out, right? Could be relationships that didn't work out, right? Something like that. Or it could be jobs or careers that didn't work out, or something in regards to your family that didn't work out. So you got to learn to release it, right? Because opportunity beckons for something new and something better for you. And it's waiting for you. You just have to take action on it and approach it and make a move, and, find that new love, or start a new career, a new career opportunity shows for you, or a new job, or new friendships, new places to connect and to have fun. It is beckoning you to accept these opportunities. So make sure you don't take it for granted, and you really take a look at it so that you don't miss something that can very well fulfill you. So yeah, save the energy. Anger, you can't think. It's true. And you waste so much energy in anger. Like when you have so much anger and you're lashing out on something, it's like you waste your energy. You waste it. You give your energy away, right? There's a lot of these toxic relationships out there, and I researched that a lot of people actually provoke you on purpose. And this is interesting, and this is very messed up. It's like there are a lot of people out there, especially in relationships and toxic relationships, where they provoke your anger on purpose. And mostly it's because they feed on that anger, they feed on the energy. So they feed on that because a lot of these people are insecure. They're very insecure and they're very manipulative. And what they do is that they provoke your anger on purpose because they have a lot of deep wounds in them. and they provoke you on purpose, and you lash out with intense anger sometimes. And it just, they feed on it, they eat the energy, right? Because it fuels them. There's a lot of, I researched that, a lot of people out there that do that. And it sucks, and you waste all your energy. And in the end, it's you that is harmed, or like, you know what I mean? So the best way to avoid that is, instead of letting your anger blind you, just like save your energy, and speak with clarity, speak with intellect. That's the best solution, is to ground yourself. Don't let yourself be clouded with your emotions, or don't lash out in anger, and just communicate with intellect, right? And clarity. That's the best way to resolve a situation. So, oh, really? Is that what you what they're called, succubus? It's interesting, because when I do a protection chant on Archangel Michael, I say, remove all negative energy forms or negative attachments from me. And one of them says, like, in my special book that I have, it says, remove all succubus and incubus. So I'm always like, oh, what does that mean? I know it's like something that sucks like your energy, like an energy vampire. Energy vampires are the worst too. They love to. That's what you call them. Those people that provoke anger in you on purpose. On purpose, they push the right type of buttons to bring that anger out. So they feed on it. That's an energy vampire. They eat your energy, right? They suck your energy. So that could be an incubus and succubus too. So, right, yeah, I do those chants too, and I see that, and I do the chant for Michael. Michael, you need to tell that to Michael, especially removal of negative thought forms, all negative evil eye energy that people throw at you, negative attachments, negative even small demons, large demons, or entities around you that like to lash on you and eat your energy. So, oh yeah, it's a demon. I had a feeling it's like a succubus demon that eats your energy. Yeah, I thought so. Something like that, like a creature entity that just eats your energy. Yeah. Ugh. It's like we don't see those things in like in our perception in our life in this dimension. We don't see it, but those of us that work on energy, we feel it and perceive it more. We're sensitive. We're more sensitive to it, and we know when they're around. When you see them, imagine a person who has a very well developed third eye, and actually when they open it, they see everything around. My gosh, I would love to meet a person like that. They actually open and just they see it. And imagine having that ability and seeing all these entities around, and like walking in the streets and seeing like this bug creature or these demon creatures like attached to their body, and they're like sucking the energy. I'm like, oh God, saying all these things, that'd be crazy to have that ability to actually see everything around, because it's true, they exist. These entities are around and they eat your energy. Not only people can be like succubus, but there are also invisible entities that they eat your energy and suck your energy like that too. So that's why you have to be protected, work with Archangel Michael, and sometimes people throw these entities at you. So if there's somebody who doesn't like you and have resentment towards you, or they are competitive and they want to throw something at you, well, even by just thinking negative thoughts about you can actually harm you. And just the thoughts that they may have about you, they can attract a demon or can attract a lower form entity in your home, and they can start eating your energy or cause conflicts and fights. Sometimes fights between relationships are caused by these entities that are how do you say it, that were manifested by a person who was throwing a lot of evil energy in this couple. Maybe somebody doesn't like that couple, and maybe some people curse couples and want them to break up. They will send negative thought forms or negative entities without them being conscious of it, and they will bring forth entities, and they will maybe like a spirit that likes to cause separation or divorce or cause a lot. They exist. These spirits and entities exist, and they will cause conflict in the relationship. I know because, I felt them around, so I can see them. I can't physically see them, but I feel them and sense them when they're around. So I would always work with Archangel Michael when that happens. I'm very, very sensitive to that. So I had a spiritual awakening in 2020. I'm spiritual, but was not paying attention to what was going on around me. People can be succubus because if they weak the devil, they can use them. Yeah, people can be succubus. Yeah, like I mentioned, people can actually eat your energy and be like a negative, negative energy vampire. Yeah, it's sometimes we're not aware that we're having this spiritual awakening, or like we're evolving spiritually. It takes time for us to slowly be consciously aware of it. It takes time, you have an awakening, but it takes time to process that, and it takes time to understand, oh wait, this is what a spiritual awakening is, or this is what's happening to me because I'm being more spiritually awakened. And it takes time to go in that path after, right? Power, very true. It's not words have power. Yeah, words are so powerful. Just by saying the intention of it, you send a vibration. The words you send is strong, and it's a vibration that just emanates. So when you speak to spirits and you're trying to do a cleanse, it's good to do, sage the room with Palo Santo, or just herbs like a normal sage. And then what you do is you put it all over the smoke, all over the room, and then you open the window or balcony door, whatever, and you just allow it to go out. And you have to say it out loud that, please do not return to my home, spirit or lower form entity or small demon, large demon, succubus, whatever you are. Please, I remove you from my home immediately right now. So that voice is strong, and it's a vibration, and it emanates, and it will make the entity leave. And well, also you need some of these, you need Palo Santo, you need some tools to help you out. But it's in the intention of your word is so powerful. So it is true. They have a lot of power. Yeah. And even when you say a lot of when there's so much anger in a person, and you start to when people curse you, that can really affect the other person too. So even by saying things can curse the person as well in a way. You got to be careful. Beings are so powerful. We're so powerful. Not only our thought forms are very powerful, but our words are very powerful, and in our energy work as well. And we can really hurt people, and we have to be mindful not to hurt them. And we want to wish people well. We don't want to curse them, or if we have something in our selves that we need to heal, or pain, that's our own inner work that we have to resolve within ourselves and heal. But doing it to other people like that, you just thinking about it or saying it can really harm the person, because you have no idea how much power we have. Thought forms have a lot of power. What we say have a lot of power. So it's true. Let negative energy out. Okay. Yeah, get the sage. Palo Santo, if you have sage. What's the other one? It's called. It starts with a C. Cypress? No, I forgot what it's called. Cleansing herbs. Let's see if I can find it. Starts with a C. Oh, I forgot. I know they have this type of herb everywhere in British Columbia, because there's trees everywhere with this kind of. But I forgot the name of it. Cedar? I think it's cedar. I just heard cedar. Yeah, I think it's cedar. Cedar. Yeah, so sage, cedar, Palo Santo, cedar. Cedar is that herb that it's in the trees, a lot in BC. Yeah. So there's so much. There's more herbs than that. So I want to learn about herbs, and I want to take a course on that and just learn all about herbs. So okay, so I'm done with these cards. I think I'll skip the enchanted map. Should I just go straight to the enchanted map, or do you guys want to see? Do you want me to read both still, or go to Work Your Light right away? Skip the enchanted map and go to Work Your Light, or do you guys want me to read both of them? Okay, I'm gonna put these cards away. Guess I'll do both of them. Oh, you said both. Okay, both then. Okay, okay. So I'm gonna pull out a card from this one. Okay, let's see. Stormfield. So we were just talking about like how we need to kind of ground ourselves when we're in conflicts with other people. So Stormfield. So this is interesting. Oh, but look, after Stormfield we have Coming to Life. Oh, I feel I have to read this one too because I think it links to this one. It's like after the storm, you're coming to life. So that's heal the ouch too. Heal the ouch. All these things we were talking about. Okay, let's read the storm one first. Okay, so I think this card is very linked to what I was talking about with suffering and silence, heartache and loss, and refusing to see. So this card is linked to that energy, and it's linked to the Five of Swords, which is win or lose, the conflict card that I was talking about. So when I read this, have that in mind to see, the meaning of this card. So this is the meaning. So Stormfields. An uncomfortable chaos is surrounding you. Things that you've left unattended may be the cause of some conflict. Pent up energy needs release. So there is pent up energy that needs to be released. Just as a storm in nature must break. For the events occur when the electricity between opposing forces stirs things up and creates temporary disorder. Not all storms are destructive. Rather, they serve nature by bringing rain to the ground and wind to the trees, enabling seeds to be widely distributed and continuous growth to be ensured. Just remember that whatever is being stirred up inside you or between you and another will benefit you later. The sun will shine again. See, remember when I talked about the storm? Oh, this reminds me of the metaphor storm that I talked about. The sun will shine again, and new growth will be observed. Don't be afraid to shake things up a little. So yeah, that message is really important, where it says, just remember that whatever is being stirred up inside of you, or between you and another, like the conflicts of the Five of Swords, just know that the sun will shine again and new growth will be observed. Don't be afraid to shake things up a little. Yeah, that's like what I'm mentioning is like, yeah, I'm kind of embrace the storm, be grounded when it happens, but like just allow it to happen, because there's just that build up energy needs release. You need to release that. You need to release it. There's so much like pain or anger or so much, like it just needs to be released. If you never release it, it will always be inside of you. And if it's inside of you, then you're going to develop illness. Like there's disease in your body. That's how you create disease, is a buildup of pain and anger in you, and it needs to be released. I mean, or else if you keep it in, it's like poison inside of you. You can't keep it in. You have to release it. And just know that this storm will pass and then the sun will come back again. I mean, nothing is permanent. Things pass by like a wave. Everything is like, everything comes and goes. Storms come and go. And after a storm, there's a rainbow and then the sun comes out. But the storm needs to come once in a while. It has to, because it's a part of your healing process. So you have to embrace the storm just as much as you embrace the sun, right? And the good weather or the rainbow, whichever, right? So if there is a storm coming, ground yourself, but also release what you need to release, right? That's the purpose of a storm. And also, I want to talk about this one. It says, coming to life. Coming to life. Isn't that beautiful? So after the storm, I feel like you're going to come to life. After all that grief, it really reminds me of that, what I talked about in the car when you're driving and then suddenly you have to kind of accelerate. The full moon in Virgo is going to help you accelerate quickly to get past the storm and the rain. But then you're going to have to process it still. Like you can't skip it. You still have to process that pain and emotional release, right? And that's what the storm card is about, right? But it's nice to have that that push, the acceleration from the full moon in Virgo, because nobody likes to stay in that energy for a long time, right? So, okay, I'm going to talk about this card. It's coming to life, so I'm going to look for it. Okay. Coming to life. Coming to life. Coming to life. Something beautiful is being born in your life. When you look at your life, can you see how you've grown and evolved over time? Perhaps you've shed skin and identities and created new ones. Or at the very least, matured in your ideas about yourself and the world you inhabit. You know things take time, and spirit's timetable is rarely in sync with your own. This card indicates that a long-held dream is beginning to show signs of life. You must try not to coax it along or shape it according to your desire. Spirit knows the best form for the manifestation of this dream, and your life can become even better than you could possibly imagine. Now is the time for reverence and awe. Allow the contours of your path to be carved by the hands of the divine. All you have to do is show up. That's beautiful. I love that message, especially after the storm, right? And it's what it means is like anything you've been working on, I can connect with this card a lot too. It's like anything that you've been postponing, dreams of yours, ambitions, goals. Now is the time to make it happen. Now is the time to make your dreams come true. This is a perfect time, especially with the moon in Virgo. You have all that practical energy, grounded energy. Make it happen. Organize yourself. It's time to make your dreams come true. This is a good energy to start and to begin anything that you've been delaying. So yeah, this is beautiful. I love it because it's definitely pushing you forward to make it happen. It's like also when you try to make these dreams come true, don't control it too much. Let it flow and let it shape itself, right? Let the divinity, the divine, kind of carve it for you. So you do the work and you start making it happen and you manifest it and you make it into reality and you start putting the practical steps into doing it. But also give it room to let it kind of form and shape itself on its own. That's the divine hand that's coming forward and helping you shape whatever you want to shape in your life. Any of your dreams that are now going to start being birthed. So birth those dreams now in this month, right? Because it's coming to life finally. So let it come to life now. It's time for it to come to life. All right? And don't control it completely. Let the divine take the shape of it as well. Okay? So that's what I see for this message as well. It's a very beautiful message. New beginnings. 9 and 2, 11, new beginnings. Oh, I didn't know that. Number 9 and 2 means new beginnings. Is that like an angel number? Number 11, new beginnings. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Do you see me and Lisa getting together? She's a Virgo. Oh, well, I'm going to start doing love readings soon, but this is just a general reading for the next 2 weeks. This is just more like for the full moon in Virgo. So if you'd like to connect your question with the reading that I just did, after the end of this live stream, you can watch the video and I talk about relationships and I talk about things coming forward and then you can probably see a message there. Thank you. I appreciate it. No problem, Natalie. Anytime. Means tarot card. Astrology and energy know and predict what happened in the future. The unseen is only What if they're the same? What if astrology and tarot and God are the same? Think about that. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card from Work Your Light Oracle cards. So I'm going to take some. Okay, so I'm going to take one card from this. I like this. I like the colors. I love the soft pastel colors of this deck. Oh, last time we got Birthing a New Age, didn't we? For the previous reading. Oh, my baby kitty woke up. Hi, you like to say hi? You want to say hi? You're so shy. Okay, let's take one more card. Priestess. Yes, this is a beautiful energy. I love this energy. So you're going to, I feel like you're going to have, well, I'm going to read the description, but I feel like you're going to be very in tune with your intuition these next 2 weeks, like very connected to your intuition. Like it's going to wake up really strongly. So be aware of the the psychic messages and perceptions you receive these next 2 weeks. There's going to be certain messages, certain things you're going to see, visions, intuitive thoughts, maybe telepathic messages that you will receive, and you follow them through, because it's all part of you moving forward in what's coming to life, right? So probably what's coming to life is your priestess powers or energy, if you're very connected to the priestesshood. But if not, just something connected to your third eye, your psychic abilities, you're awakening something within you that you're going to foresee things, probably coming back into your element, becoming that person that you're meant to become, and kind of like a sense of maturity and evolving forward. But let's read it. Let's read it a bit. Okay, I'm going to read it. Okay, priestess. Okay, the card that you got is priestess, and it says, how are you being called to step up and lead? The priestess is a teacher dedicated to service, freedom, and leadership. You don't need to have it all together to lead. In fact, it helps if you don't. No one wants a perfect angel who hasn't made any mistakes. Let your life be your message. Don't underestimate the power of sharing your story. It's by hearing someone else's journey that we feel less alone. We realize that we're actually all in this thing called life together. The difference between a follower and a leader is that a leader has the courage to go first. In stepping out, they shine a light on the path for others to venture forward. Don't fret too much about trying to work out who is your tribe. Don't get stuck in age, income, hobbies, or occupation. The best way to discover your tribe is to look in the mirror. If you feel called to lead, chances are it is because at some point in your life, you longed for someone to lead you. Your tribe are longing for exactly the same thing as you were, and are, and might only be one step behind you. Hell, they may even be right alongside with you. You don't need anyone's permission, just the courage to stand up. Embrace your struggles, the peaks, the throws. You don't need to know the way. Just believe that there might be a different one. Your tribe is waiting for you. Step forward so they can find you. So, work your light inquiry. These are questions to ask, maybe during your meditation. How are you being called to step up and lead? And how can you be the leader you wish you had? That's beautiful. So that's the last message for today, and take it what resonates, that message. Well, I feel like that's kind of like, saying it's time to step into that leadership role that you feel that you are and that you've always been. It's just you never were ready to become that leader or become that person that you felt you were, or become that person that you want to birth, like, birthing your creations, or, it says coming to life. You're all basically coming to life too, you yourself. Maybe you lost yourself a bit. Maybe you lost your soul. Maybe you weren't who you really were, but now you're giving the chance to become who you are now. So those are the messages given to you, and you take it as it resonates, what that message meant. What I feel is mostly coming from birthing that person who you were all this time, and becoming that leader that you needed to become. And now you're ready to become that leader and to give out what you want to give out, what you're meant to give out. I connect it with the Hierophant card, that teacher being ready to lead. Also, it makes you question also to figure out how would have liked to be led if somebody led you. That's it. In order to be a leader, you have to be in the place of the person who also follows the leader. To be a good leader, you have to know the process of those steps. And like anything in life, you have to go from kind of related to work all the time. You got to learn the basics first and be led by somebody who has had that experience already, and so on. And so same with a leader. You have to know how it's like to follow a leader before you become a leader. So those are the message for you guys, and take it as resonates. And so there's a lot of important message there, and I'll leave it up to you guys to figure it out and what it means. Okay, so that's it for this full moon in Virgo. Wow, very long session today. 1 hour and 40 minutes, so that's good. So yeah, I'll have fun here. So I have to I'm gonna start doing I'm a little behind, but doing the readings for the zodiac. I'm gonna start tomorrow actually to start doing the readings for the month of March. But I think it's never too late. I promise next month it'll be more early. Just this month, so many things happened to me in the month of February. It's like crazy, and I thought I wouldn't be able to continue doing readings, but I guess I can still continue doing readings. So it was quite hectic. So I had to deal with a lot of things, and I had to emotionally be strong to do readings as well. So I had to really recollect myself, and so things are going well now. Things are better now. So I have the strength to do readings for you guys. And so I'm gonna start tomorrow with the zodiac signs. I'm gonna start with the air signs because they didn't I didn't do them for the month of February. So, but I'm gonna start with them first because they deserve it. So, okay, guys. So I hope you guys had a good session today of readings, and I'll see you guys again in my next video, my next full moon. And if it's one of your zodiacs tomorrow, then you can tune in and see your reading as well. All right, guys, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys soon in my next live stream. If you like this video and this live stream, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, leave a comment, or donate below. The link is below as well if you like to do that. And I hope this was a good reading for you guys. All right, I'll see you guys soon in my next video. All right, have a good one. Peace.